Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
The #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with content@scale.ai.
Hi, so just say Michel. I think that's going to be easier for everybody. My name is Michel. A little bit about myself before we get into the interesting stuff. That's my office. A tiny little part of it, at least, is my office. I worked at Google for a long time. I run 2 businesses. We have a in-house marketing consultancy, analytics.co.uk, which I'm not talking about today. Today we're talking about the local SEO piece. Some might think to running 2 businesses is challenging. It's not. I run 3 kids. No, that's really challenging. My 3 monkeys here enjoying a farm camps. It's a nice little experience. If you have kids and you go to the Netherlands, check it out. You get to milk the cows in the morning. My kids are super enthusiastic about that. 3 monkeys, 3 topics. Each monkey 1 topic. I will start talking a little bit about what's new in local SEO and focus on Apple and Apple Business Connect. Then I'll talk a little bit about what I've learned and focus a little bit on new things. And then last but not least, I will make you all local SEO experts in 15 minutes. So hang in there. So what's new in local SEO? So I don't know if anybody remembers this. I was working at Tottenham Court Road when Apple Maps launched. This was all over London transport. It was fantastic. I worked at Google at the time, so it gave me even more joy. Apple really messed that up. Steve Jobs fired the guy who was responsible for it the next morning. But Apple is Apple, and 11 years later, Apple has deep pockets, and Apple is in it for the long term. So, beginning of this year, they launched Apple Business Connect for those that have ever been in a Google My Business account. It's more or less the same. I don't think they've done things radically different. There's a few features that are different. And just like Google My Business powers all of the Google platforms, Apple Business Connect also powers Siri and Apple Wallet. Bright Local has an interesting study out on sort of June 1st, so it's pretty recent. That 6 out of 10 businesses haven't claimed their Apple Business Connect listing yet. And from the ones that did claim it, actually loads of them don't use it. So why is that? Why are people not using it or claiming it? Well, first of all, I mean, verification is if you have one business, if you have one restaurant, it's fine. Like you make a photocopy of your electricity bill, send it up, you wait, and it gets approved. If you have a ton of businesses, I'm talking a few hundred, it's very difficult. Now, Apple recently launched enterprise accounts. They have a limited set of partners. We work with Uberall to get the enterprise accounts up and running, and that means that you can do claiming and updating from the API, which makes life a lot easier. The features, a lot of people aren't familiar with the features yet, according to Bright Local. It's not revolutionary, but it's pretty similar, like the number of tabs on this location from the search result. Just like Google, Apple divides the keywords into different categories. Google used to do that, actually. Google doesn't do it anymore. And then there's a place card to show you how people interacted with your digital asset on Apple Maps. And that's got the standard stuff like directions, website clicks. But the statistics are quite nice. And for bigger for listings in the bigger cities, you do get some results. So some of the features that aren't yet in Europe but are in the US, the heat map, which is also slightly different. I think this is actually a feature that Apple has done better. So Apple shows you where people are when they tapped your location in the search results. Google used to show you where people were when they navigated to your business, but only if they used the navigation button. All PAI safe, by the way, but that is also that's been phased out with a new API that Google launched in February of this year. This is another feature that Apple is depriving us Europeans from. But this is coming. I've seen some interesting sessions yesterday content and content creation and storytelling. I love those presentations. Tell your story on local as well. I mean, I've seen lots of people talk about pushing people onto the next phase. I mean, this is a funnel as well. People are looking at your place card. Put a post up, tell them why they need to come to your business. It's super simple. So the big question, the $1 million question, I guess for a lot of multi-location businesses, is should we invest in Apple Business Connect, and if so, when? And that's a hard one. There's an interesting study from MapLabs this is all US data. It's only based on 100 locations, but the division between the different categories is rather nice, I suspect. And they said that Google generated 10 times the results of Apple, 50 times of Yelp, and 1,000 times of Bing. So that makes Apple a strong number 2, a very strong number 2. But still, there's quite some difference between what Google can do and what Apple can do for your business. Obviously, it matters whether you're in a B2B law firm, what Ahab just said. I mean, maybe that's less relevant. If you sell coffee or vegan sandwiches, maybe you don't want to miss out on the Apple fanboys. We did a little search or a little research ourselves as well. So as far as I know, this is the biggest one. We've put it on our blog and on LinkedIn a few days ago. We analyzed more than 1,000 businesses across Europe. So mostly Germany, France, but also 6, 7, 8 other European nations with a significant number of stores. And we've seen, and it's hard to see on this one, but we've seen a steady increase in terms of the amount of impressions that our Apple Business Connect listings got versus the same Google My Business listings or the same time slot. And if you kind of look at this, you'd say, okay, 9%, that's pretty close to the US 10%. But if you look a little bit deeper and you think, okay, how many impressions do they have as a function of the total impressions that year, then actually see from the point, and I have one of these. Oh no, this. Oh no. Okay, I thought I had a nice little laser on this. And you see actually as of January, that Apple is growing fast, and there could be a few reasons for that, right? I mean, is it the fact that it's an enterprise account and we're optimizing the shit out of it? Does that help? Is Apple Maps finding more users, or is the fact that Apple Business Connect Apple users are starting to learn that they can use Apple Business Connect for navigation or for discovery helping, or is it the combination of those three? But we're keeping a close look on this. For the ones that have been really sharp, you might have heard me saying twice that I'm comparing Apple Maps to Google Maps, right? Whoever works with Google My Business knows that a lot of the impressions are coming from the map pack, and that's classified as search impressions, right? If we take search impressions into account in this, then the ratio really changes. So then Google is still 99% compared to Apple. So had the question, should you invest in Apple Maps? For me, it's a yes, but after you've optimized the hell out of Google, and not before. And then actually, Bing, you can give access to Bing quite easily. 10 minutes job to give him access to your Google My Business account. And Bing uses or Microsoft uses then different sources, and this is just one source, so it doesn't mean it's perfectly aligned. But anything you can update in 10 minutes is a yes. So I would technically update Bing before I would update Apple, but I would start and I would really focus on Google. So, second monkey, how do we impact results? Now, I've worked at Google in the measurement team. We like to measure things. Assumption is the mother of all mistakes. I think I like to use the word fuck-ups. You can't really, there's no such thing as statistical significance and an incrementality on local SEO. It's really hard. So what we've built is a very simple methodology to divide locations into test and control, push a change through on your test locations and see what the relative share is of impressions that you get on your test and your control group. And if you see the nice little flat line, that means there's a good test design, and then you push the optimization through on November 1st, and this is one of the better tests, obviously, but you see the line break, you know there's an impact. You're getting more impressions on your test locations than your control locations. Those tests don't always make sense, especially if you have 40, 50 locations. It's hard, to do a solid test. If you have a few hundred, then it's pretty simple, and it takes you away from that sort of gut feeling, assumption thing into, okay, let's see what this does. And one little side note, impressions don't capture all the value, right? I mean, this is Randstad, one of our bigger customers. They don't have products, but we've added products. We have a job feed, so every 3 weeks we automatically post an update on local jobs. So in that area, it's a job mention that leads to a website with a filter and has all the relevant jobs for that area. We can't quantify this in terms of what the result is, but we do know that all of these competitors that are there are sort of way down the bottom of the page, and I think every SEO professional realizes that at every centimeter, every inch you move down the SERP means that you lose out on visitors. So those are some of the features that I would really make sure for your customers you would do. I'm ahead of my slides. Another cool one. I went to SMX in Munich earlier this year, and some of the keynote speakers on the stand did not know that you could pull keyword lists from Google My Business. This is with the launch of the new API as of end of February. It's pretty cool. It might make local SEO a little bit cooler. When John Muller was on stage yesterday, and he asked who works in local SEO, and I enthusiastically yelled, I think I was the only one. Somebody yelled boring at me. So maybe this makes things a little bit more interesting for you. You can play around with it. I agree with Ayab. I mean, I wouldn't stuff my profile with these things, but it might give you some inspiration on things. We do a lot of these A/B tests for our bigger customers. So we constantly learn what works, what doesn't work. I can talk. I've got 20 minutes, so I can't talk about everything. But and Ayab has spent quite a bit of time on it as well. But we do constant tests. So we launch new photos on the control group and see what the impact is. We start replying to reviews, see what the impact is. We change the categories, see what the impact is. Often there's no impact, sometimes there is impact. But one of the things that we've tested that consistently has an impact is reviews. So we are working hard on facilitating review strategies for our customers. This stat is from Near Media. 30% of consumers read reviews for local businesses. I mean, if I buy chewing gum, I don't read local reviews. For a restaurant, I definitely do. For a garage, I do. For everything that has... where I'm invested in, I would read reviews. And people trust reviews. Now, people trust reviews like they trust personal recommendations. So they really help convert. Ayab has driven that point home, so I'm going to move on. But they're also a major ranking factor, a real ranking factor. So it is a super simple test. If you live in a village, then maybe not. But if you're in a city, search for pizza restaurant, search for a real estate broker on Google Maps, and look at the left and see how many reviews the number 1 has, and number 2, and number 3. There will not be perfect correlation. There absolutely won't be, but you will see the trend, and it's pretty obvious. So, reviews. One story, for some of our bigger customers, we also help setting up tests that provide quick results. So if a customer with 1,000 stores wants to do a review test, you need to train 1,000 store managers how to ask for one, and you need to they need to talk to 10,000 staff in the store. It's a pain. It's a real pain, right? So what we can do, I'm quite proud of this, quite cool. We can look at all of your locations, do 200, 300 searches for your main keyword. So if you're in a lingerie store, we search for lingerie store. in a 10-kilometer radius of your store, and we record every single time how many reviews does number 1 have, number 2, number 3, and then we take the average, and we know roughly what are the number of reviews that you need for a specific rank. And then we compare that with the amount of reviews that that store has. So we might know that the store in Antwerp has 50 reviews and only needs 60 to sort of rank in the top 3 and are now number 6. Whereas the store in Cologne has 20 reviews and the top 3 or the top 5 have over 200, right? We don't want those in our test, right? We want a quick test with a quick result. So that we can take that to management and justify the investment of training up 1,000 stores. So we kind of do a lot with reviews at the moment. We also monitor deleted reviews for our customers. We have a tooling to make sure that you can monitor the review performance per location in terms of the time it takes for clients to respond. We have sentiment analysis, so we can. You don't need to read all your reviews. We send you a nice little recap, and we pick out the topics that are mentioned often, and make it very easy for you to read on those topics if one of those topics is worthy of your attention. So now the last part, I'm doing a lot better today than I did on my hotel room yesterday night. I didn't manage to get it under 22 minutes, and I have 4 minutes left, so I'm racing through this. How do you dissect your multi-location GMB account? So this is my promise to make you all experts in 15 minutes. So what we can do, right, is we can give you access to posting content, posting photos, full reputation management suite. Some of the stuff doesn't immediately work, so the summary only gets made on Monday morning. Deleted reviews reporting, obviously you have to wait until reviews are being deleted before we can do that, but the vast majority of the reputation management suite works instantly. Your local keywords, if you've never seen them, this is an easy way to get them. Hygiene overview and performance data for free, completely free, in 30 minutes and without any obligations. You can go to the website. This is our website. The big red orange button on the right top, start your free trial. Not to be confused with the other orange button, which leads to a demo environment, and it leads to an old version of the product with fake data. It's 6 months old, so there's quite a few things not there. And if you press that, you get to this page with my video. You can have a laugh at my video. I forgot to iron my shirt. I spent an entire day recording that. It was one of the more frustrating days out of my recent life. But if you press again the nice orange button, Share GMB Access, we will ask you to sign in with your Google account. So you sign in with a Google account that has access to your Google My Business. You share access. You have to trust us, but you have to trust us to make changes and to download the data. This can be from any email address, by the way. If you have manager access, owner access, as an agency, it doesn't matter. So you can download this for your customer or for your own. Doesn't make any difference. And then you can select the location group. So if you don't have location group set up, we import all of the locations. It's better to set up a location group, and even if you just park 5 or 10 or 20 locations in that location group, you get to play with our tooling. And then you'll be taken to this screen. We will start importing your listings. Now, the longest we've ever done is 25 minutes. Indian customer, they had 200,000 reviews. It's very likely that for you it will be a few minutes. And you'll have instant access. And we've got a nice little tour through the product that will show you what are the important buttons. But within 15 minutes, you have access to all of the information that will make you sound like a local expert. And this will be quite obvious in terms of what are the things that you do need to pick up. So do you need to work on your hygiene? Is there growth? Is there not growth? Do you have unverified listings? You can place a post. You can see what locations are underperforming in terms of reputation. And come armed to the teeth. Small disclosure, we will send you an email after 2-3 weeks, introducing ourselves and asking if you want to continue. But the first 2-3 weeks are completely free. Oh, that's the wrong link on Speaker Deck. Can you put it to the first slide, please? My deck is on Speaker Deck. I think it's slides_GMB API. But connect otherwise to on LinkedIn. You can find me there. I've got 2 friends in the audience that will hand out a business card if you're old-fashioned and you don't want to use any electronic stuff. You prefer a good old business card. That's fine as well. So reach out. I'll be here. Thank you for coming to the presentation. It's appreciated. Cool.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.